Episode of Sports Betting by Dummies. I'm your host, Patty Parlays. And with me, as always, the guy of guys, back for another NFL Thursday night, Connor. Connor, welcome in.
Well, thanks. I'm here for football and hockey.
I know. You've expanded your horizons, and we appreciate that.
One sport at a time.
One sport at a time.
Jumping over.
Hey, I'll take it.
I never do this, but I did watch some basketball the other night, like the last 4 minutes of a
What?
game. Yeah.
Getting
But
wild over
then,
here.
yeah, then I just turned it off. It was fun.
And then he's moved on with his life and pretended like it never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also joining us, the voice of God himself, Diz. Diz, welcome in, buddy.
Thank you. I got to give Connor props. I really don't bet on the NHL until the NFL's over. I know I'm known as the NHL sharp on this pod, but
Not anymore.
might need a transition of power. I really stick away. Don't really get into it until after the NFL betting wise. Obviously, I'm dialed in right now with the Panthers being 7-0, but yeah. So glad we got another NHL sharp on the pod.
That's right. We're trying to expand our horizons a little bit. All right. It's Thursday, which means we need to talk about college football. We actually have three top 25 matchups this weekend. The first one I'm going to talk. Whoa, that got bad echo there for a second for some reason. All right, the first one I'm going to talk about is Michigan at Michigan State. Michigan is getting 3.5 points. This game should be interesting. I really don't like either team here. If I had to pick a side, I would choose Michigan State just because they're at home and because they're getting the 3.5. But I am actually going with the under 50.5 points. Michigan State put up 20 against IU. And has Michigan ever had an offense with Harbaugh? I do not believe so, so I'm taking the under in this game. Diz, do you have anything on this one?
We'll never condone an under, but I think 50.5 is pretty high. So I am not taking the over. I guess that's how I'll support you on this one. Was really curious about that 3.5 line. I think this game is going to be really close just because like it's a rivalry. We've seen fireworks on the finishes of these games before. So I'm going to stay away and I'm just going to enjoy it. This is a huge game. Two undefeated Big Ten teams that have a lot to prove. So I'm just going to watch this one without money on it. But I don't disagree with your under, which is a rarity for me.
Yeah, makes me feel great about it. Because you also saw Michigan State only put up 20 against IU, so we've seen half of this game, and that half does not look great.
Yeah.
The next one is Ole Miss at Auburn. Auburn is getting 2.5 points at home. Both teams are playing well, but I want absolutely nothing to do with this game. Diz, any thoughts or anything on this?
Yeah, I was just going to stay away. I have no idea. I've done horrible betting the SEC. The only SEC bet I've hit this year, to be honest with you, was Kentucky plus 21.5. So unless an SEC spread is insane, I'm going to stay away, which normally is odd. Normally SEC is pretty predictable because the favorites roll. But I'm with you. I'm staying away.
Yeah, don't want any part of that one. And then speaking of big spreads, Diz, the last top 25 matchup this week is Penn State at Ohio State. Ohio State is getting 18.5 points. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't even look at the stats for this game. I'm taking Penn State in the points. Give me Penn State plus 18.5. Everyone is all over IU, or all over Ohio State because they blew out IU. It's freaking IU. They're not good this year. That is a complete overreaction. That line is too high. I understand Penn State is coming off a tragic 9 overtime loss to Illinois. I think this is the perfect overreaction game. I'm taking Penn State with the points, Diz.
Yeah, I think I haven't bet on this yet. Um, hearing your synopsis, it definitely screams overreaction. I was hesitant just because Ohio State, with their heinous loss to Oregon, they have to dominate teams and they have to win the Big Ten championship if they have a second loss. So I just think if I am going to take a side, I'll make it tomorrow. It'll probably be a best bet for tomorrow's pod. I'm leaning Penn State plus 18.5.
I was gonna say Ohio State will probably win by 2 touchdowns, but 18.5, that is a lot, especially for two top 25 teams. I mean, I don't
My
know.
only concern with Penn State, and I know the overtimes were just 2-point conversions, but uh, Ohio State, their starters got some rest playing IU. I left that game in the second quarter. Don't call me a true fan or anything, but their starters got some rest, and Penn State starters went for 9 overtimes. So uh, the fatigue could be a factor. Um, but yeah, I haven't decided yet. But if I had to do anything here, I'm going Penn State plus 18 and a half.
I thought for sure I'd get the certified cover boy from you, so I think if you will take a
Sir.
bet, it'll be 8 plus 18.5. And the thing about Ohio State is their strength of schedule these past like 5 games when they finally have kind of like looked like Ohio State of old have been absolutely terrible. They have not played a single good team since Oregon, which was the team that they lost to, and now they have to play Penn State, and I think Penn State's a lot better than people give them credit for. So, but that is our
I would
call.
agree. I just want to chime in there. I'm near the dead spot. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we got you.
My only concern is Ohio State. You're right about the strength of schedule, but they've been dominating bad teams, which is what you love to see. So that's my only concern there. If they were keeping me off of it as of now, is how well Ohio State has looked. Even when you play bad teams, you should dominate them, and they have. So that's my only concern with your last comment there.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see though. Should be a good game. But that's our college football wrap up. Let's move over to the NFL. It is Thursday. We have Thursday night football tonight. We have the Cardinals and the Packers. So that means we have daily fantasy lineups for you boys, or for everyone, not just for the boys, for the girls as well. Connor, why don't you start us off with your daily fantasy lineup for tonight?
All right, this is a Thursday night I'm actually looking forward to watching.
Yeah, first one in a while.
So MVP, I had to decide between Kyler Murray or the one that I actually went with, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is going to get a lot of targets. He's going to be running the ball. You're probably going to see touchdowns from him since Devontae Adams is going to be out for this game. So they're going to rely heavily on the run and passing to Aaron Jones. Could mean more reps for Dylan, but so since I had to choose between the two, obviously I'm going to take Kyler Murray as one of my other players. I think that's a really easy one. Then I went 2 tight ends. Oh, it was Zach Ertz. I think they're going to open up the playbook with this guy. He's an excellent receiver. He was with the Eagles. Terrible blocker. So anytime you see him on the field, watch him go out for a pass. He's blocking. Murray's going to be on his ass. Then I've got Robert Tonyan. Not much to say here. I think with Devontae Adams out, it's going to be Cobb, it's going to be Tonyan, it's going to be Jones. Yeah, Hopkins was the last one.
Nice.
Not much to say there. I had a lot of money left over, so I just went as far as I could with Hopkins. Had 2,000 left over, not enough for Aaron Rodgers, but I feel pretty comfortable with that lineup.
Yeah,
And
very
he
solid
talked
lineup.
me out of taking Cobb.
I know. If Cobb goes off tonight, I'm gonna feel so bad. I really will.
I switched Cobb for Tunyon.
Yeah, I will feel terrible if Cobb goes off tonight. So, if you're fading us, you may or fading me even because it wasn't even Connor's real pick. If you fade me, you would want to go with Randall Cobb tonight. All right, Diz, what do you got for your daily fantasy lineup?
Yeah, so I think you have in a game like tonight, you have to go 2 quarterbacks. I think, and I went Aaron Rodgers as my MVP. I think the Packers are going to pop off. I've said this before. I hate betting on the Cardinals when they're favorites. I think 6.5 points is insane. So I'm riding Packers all night. I got Aaron Rodgers as my MVP. I got Kyler Murray in there as well. Both of them rack up points, no doubt about it. I'm trying to think. I made this a long time ago. I got Big Rob Tunyon, of course. The guy's a beast. He always puts up points, and his value's super good. So big fan of Rob Tunyon. I got Christian Kirk as well, and then I got The kicker for the Cardinals, can't think of his name at
Matt
this moment.
Prater.
Matt Prater, my dog, even though I didn't remember his name. Um, yeah, I'm really loving it. I was surprised the value I got. I thought scoring both of these quarterbacks, I would struggle filling the roster, but it actually was pretty easy. Rob Tunyon, one of my coworkers played college football with Rob Tunyon at Indiana State, so
Let's
I've been a
go.
big Bob Tunyon guy for a couple of years, and yeah, I think Rob Tunyon was the key because he had such low value, yet he put up 20 points last week.
That's
Hoping
right.
he can do something similar.
I love it, and I am on a similar train as you boys. I went with Connor's MVP. I went Aaron Jones as well. I think that with these two quarterbacks that are going to be, we all know they're probably going to put up numbers. So I think it's very chalky to have a quarterback as your MVP. So I went Aaron Jones to try to give some variability in my lineup. Um, but I also went with Diz and I got two quarterbacks. I'm back on my shit. Had to get two quarterbacks. I went 1 week without a single quarterback. Did terrible. So now I'm back to my game, sticking to what I know. Give me both quarterbacks. And of course, I went Big Bob Tunyon as well. Love Big Bob. He did catch a touchdown last week. I think he's starting to hit his stride, and with Adams out, he's going to be a target. Now this is the curveball of all curveballs, and I discussed this with Connor before we left the office, but I actually went AJ Dillon as my last pick here. I went with two Green Bay running backs. Yes, that is crazy. We're not talking about the Browns where they can both put up huge fancy numbers. I went with two Green Bay running backs. And the thought process for me with this one was that with Adams out, Aaron Jones will probably see more carries, more receptions, more action in general, which means he might need to take more snaps off, leading to more snaps and targets for Dillon. So I may be crazy here for it, but I am going AJ Dillon as my last pick in the daily fantasy. So there you have it. We're all on Big Bob Tunyon, baby. Let's go.
All right, I like it.
Let's review our best bets from Monday's episode. I went 0-3. Not the performance you want to put up when you're in the final week of the best bets competition, but Diz, I believe you also went 0-3.
0-4. I'll do you one worse, Patty. No further comments at this time. Got to go deep value on these last 2 days, and we're going to be a goldfish. Goldfish is the happiest animal in the world because they got a 10-second memory. We're going to be goldfish this week, and we're going to bounce back.
I like it. It took me a bit to get there, but I like it. And then Connor?
So all I could picture when you said no comment was, I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Yeah, exactly.
I went 2-1-1. So the two that hit were hockey. I love it. So yeah, all I have to say about that. I think I had a push in football.
Yeah,
it was kind of rough.
But hey,
football.
You're back in second place. So in the best bets competition, I am up 10.09 units. Connor is up 1.15 units, and because Diz actually went 0-4 and not 0-3, Diz is down 2.16 units. So Diz, you got some work to do before you're buying me dinner again. You owe me one already, and I'm gonna start collecting interest.
Diz stands to know as they know, because they're Diz stands, I've had a fantastic month.
Yeah.
Chasing value here because I'm not going for second place. I'm going for first place. I want the dub. I want the gold. I want the gold medal. I'm going to come back. One of the best comebacks of all time coming today and tomorrow. I'm letting you know.
Okay. Hey, all the more power to you. I hope it happens. All right. I will start off with my best bets of the night. I got 3 for you guys, and they're all in the NFL, and I think they all have tremendous value. This first one is probably my favorite one of the night. It is each team to score 1+ touchdown and 1+ field goal in each half at plus 1,700 odds. Plain and simple, I think this will be a shootout. The only thing that worries me is the field goals. I'm worried that, with these teams being as high-powered as they are, they'll go down and score no problem. But if they stall and they get to like a 4th and 2 or like a 4th and 4, even on like the 20-yard line, they might be like, screw it, we need to score touchdowns to stay in this game. They may send it. So I'm hoping maybe like early on, maybe first couple drives of the game, each team gets a field goal, and then I'll feel a little bit better about it. But tremendous value on that pick at plus 1,700.
So the only thing to watch on that one, I would say, would be the Cardinals in the red zone, because they seem to always get a touchdown out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
To get them to score a field goal or settle for a field goal, that's going to be rough for two halves.
Yeah.
That's the only one that kind of would worry me.
Yeah. Or just the Packers just miss a field goal. They've been known to do that as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we will see on that one. And then my next best bet, I'm going Aaron Jones, 2+ touchdowns tonight at plus 500. He is my MVP in daily fantasy for a reason. I think he's going to pop off. I think he will eat tonight. And so I like Aaron Jones, 2+ touchdowns at plus 500. And then my final bet, we're going back to Big Bob Tunyon. I'm going Big Bob Tunyon anytime touchdown at plus 210. Let's let Big Bob eat tonight as well. So those are my best bets of the night tonight. Diz, why don't you go ahead and give us your best bets of the night?
Blown away by the value of the field goal and touchdown in each half. I may ride with you. I'm obviously not going to put that as a best bet, but I may ride with you. I love that value. Connor's point has me second guessing picking the Cardinals kicker, but nonetheless, I've already hit submit. There's no going back. I guess I could go back, but I'm sticking to it. And the same, I got a same game parlay. I'm taking Pat McAfee's same game parlay because he's been so close on hitting this.
Yep.
I feel like he's due. I really liked his picks. And hey, bet together, win together. Let's get some bets from other pods. So I'm all down for this. It's Aaron Jones anytime tud. Rodgers over 225 passing yards. Aaron Jones over 40 rushing yards. DeAndre Hopkins over 40 receiving yards. Kyler Murray over 225 passing yards. And Zach Ertz anytime tud. That's at plus 1,200. So pretty good value there. And to be honest with you boys, I cannot watch this game tonight.
Wow.
I have to wake up early. I have to open my office tomorrow, so I will hopefully be asleep before kickoff. My boss is driving to Atlanta for the World Series.
What? Why didn't you get in on that?
Her and her husband are Braves fans, and they impulsively decided to go, so I respect that move. So I am opening. I will not watch a second of this game, and I feel like taking Pat McAfee's same game parlay right when I wake up at 3:30 in the morning. I'm gonna check Twitter. I'm gonna know if it hit. I don't have to dig too far down, so that's a reason behind it as well. Speaking of that Braves World Series game, I got Freddie Freeman to hit a home run at plus 340. My boss's husband took this bet, and hey, we're all about bet together, win together. So I'm rooting for that one hard. Got that at plus 340. And then I got Packers money line tonight. I know I've said this a bunch of times, but I hate betting on the Cardinals when they're favorites, and I love betting against the Cardinals. I love betting against the Cardinals when they're favorites, and I totally butchered that. I hate betting the Cardinals when they're favorites.
Yes.
I love betting against them when they're favorites. I think 6.5 points is way too much, and normally I'd go spread here, but since I got to get some points back in this competition, I'm going Green Bay money line. I would not be surprised if Green Bay pulled this off. Something still, I still don't fully trust the Cardinals all the way. I don't think they're the best team in the NFL, even though they have the best record. So hoping for a Packers win, hoping that same game parlay hits.
Nice. Love it. Connor, what do you got for your best bets tonight?
What did you get the value at for the Packers money line?
I got plus 225.
225? Right.
Yes, sir.
Then I was also going to ask you, Patty, if you were going to parlay the Aaron Jones 2+ touchdowns and Tunyon separately, not as a best bet, but separately.
Interesting.
How confident are you in those 3 touchdowns? It is saying that the Packers will get 3 touchdowns.
Right. So you would almost throw in like a Packers plus 6.5, or maybe even the over in that bet as well. I might draw that up. That might be worth a little sprinkle.
Just wanted to throw that out there if
But
you were confident enough to make them best bets.
also, here's my question. So on FanDuel, right? We have the same game parlay risk free. Diz took Pat McAfee's. I have one that's coming up in the show. If we take multiples, do we which one is considered for the risk free?
I think it's whichever one you opted into, or you would opt
You
in,
placed first.
then you'd place one, and then it would say that you've placed that
Placed
one.
it.
It's waiting to settle.
Okay.
So if you do another one after that, then I don't think those count.
Okay, then I might sprinkle on Pat McAfee's boost as well, or parlay. I might throw in the Aaron Jones and Bob Tunyon. Yeah, and if I do that, Connor, I'll make sure and share that with you because I know you're a sucker for a good value parlay.
Yeah, you have to share some basketball with me at some point too.
I don't have any for tonight, man. I went overboard last night. I need to stay away from the same game parlay for basketball for just like a night or two.
Okay. And then you have baseball off tonight as well.
Right. So tonight is a light night for me.
Okay.
If such thing
Just
exists.
watching football.
If such thing exists.
I will hopefully be staying up for the Kraken game tonight. I'm excited for that against the Wild. That's not a best bet, but wanted to throw that out there. So my best bets, I'm going 3 hockey, 1 football.
Love it.
Start with hockey. These are 3 teams I think are being disrespected. These are all money line, and they're all underdogs for a reason that I do not understand why they are underdogs. I'm taking the Blues over the Avalanche. So the Avalanche is a really good team, but the Blues are undefeated, and they seem to shut down all offenses. You cannot score against this team. I'm getting that at plus 110. I'm taking the Flyers versus the Canucks. Canucks are using their backup goalie, and the Flyers just have a really aggressive offense. I think they're going to eat that goalie alive. So I'm taking them at plus 110. Sabres versus the Ducks. I'm taking the Sabres money line. Not sure why they're underdogs. Ducks are coming out of nowhere this year. I've taken a lot of bets on them. I've won some, I've lost some. I don't really know what the Ducks are, but the Sabres are a pretty solid team. I'm getting them at plus 108. And my football is a boost. So I am getting Aaron Jones anytime touchdown and DeAndre Hopkins anytime touchdown at plus 350.
Yeah, I love that boost. I took that boost as well. I thought about making it a best bet, but I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, definitely riding with you on that one. I think that's a good bet. And I concurred with all your NHL ones because we discussed it together, and we're like, these don't make sense.
I wanted to throw the Flames in there as well, but we have a separate parlay with the Flames on there. I think the Flames are starting to pop off.
I need to make our NHL parlay, our big NHL parlay. I forgot to do that one, but
well, I can share that here if you'd like. Our big NHL one.
We'll call this Connor's NHL Hail Mary parlay of the day.
So this one's going to be $10 to win, I think, $760.
That is juicy.
$10 for it, though. It's not $1.
Right. You're not doing my week stuff, but yeah.
Oh, it's $10 to win 807.
Oh, even better.
Yep.
All right, lay it on me.
So these are all going to be money line. I'm taking the Calgary Flames over the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins do have their backup goalie in. Taking the Tampa Bay Lightning over the Coyotes. That one should be an easy one. Like I said, the Blues over the Avalanche at plus value. The Flyers over Canucks at plus value. Sabres over the Ducks at plus value. And the other two we didn't talk about, I'm taking the Jets over the Kings at minus 102. And the Sharks over the Canadians at minus 132.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Overall, it's plus 79.70.
Which that's gone down a little bit it's plus 78.04 right now, but still tremendous value on those picks. So thank you for that, Connor.
Absolutely.
Which brings us into the other Hail Mary parlays of the day. So which one do you boys want first? You want the Hail Mary same game parlay of the day, or do you want the multi-sport Hail Mary parlay of the day?
Same gamer first.
Okay, same gamer. Again, $10 risk-free on FanDuel to win. $773.03. A little bit on the lighter side tonight, but still $700 is nothing to sleep at, sneeze at, whatever. You get it. You can sleep at it too if you want. But so I like Hopkins anytime touchdown, Christian Kirk anytime touchdown, Aaron Jones anytime touchdown, Rodgers under 264 and a half passing yards. This one actually like jumped out at me, and I thought this was a really interesting line. First and foremost, the Cardinals this season have only allowed one quarterback out of the 7 games to go over their passing yards total. So, and then I was looking at Rodgers at 250, and it even seemed like he only hit that in like half or so of the games. So and with Devontae Adams out, I really think they might struggle to pass the ball a little bit more tonight. So I like Rodgers under 264 and a half passing yards. And then I went Christian Kirk over 43 and a half yards and Aaron Jones over 61 and a half rushing yards. The one kind of key factor in all of this is kind of Christian Kirk, obviously. He needs a touchdown and needs over 43 and a half receiving yards. The Packers defense isn't exactly great. And I think if they're going to focus on anyone, they've got to focus on Hopkins. I still have Hopkins anytime touchdown because you can put 3 guys on Hopkins and he'll still score a touchdown. But with Christian Kirk, I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. I think a lot of people will be looking at Hopkins. A lot of people will be looking at Rondale Moore or who's the other one? AJ Green. Those are all popular names I've heard today. Not too many people are talking about Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk is actually second on the team in targets. I like Christian Kirk tonight. Now, we're going to the multi-sport Hail Mary parlay of the day. This one, $1 to win $721.38. So way more value than the same gamer. But still, we're staying around the 700 range tonight. So I've got 5 in the NHL, and most of them came from Connor's parlay. I got Flames money line versus the Penguins, Blues money line versus the Avalanche, Flyers money line versus the Canucks, Sabres money line versus the Ducks, and Sharks money line versus Canadians. And then I got 3 in the NBA. I got Jazz minus 9.5 versus the Rockets. I'm going back to the well with my New York Knicks +1 versus the Chicago Bulls. And I like the Spurs +6 versus the Mavs with Porzingis out of the lineup tonight for the Mavs. And then I've got 2 college football games tonight for you guys. We got Eastern Carolina minus 8.5 versus South Florida. And then we got Troy +17.5 versus Coastal Carolina. So there you have it. 3 sports for you boys, all parlayed together to give you $700 on just a single dollar bet. We've been close lately, guys. I've been talking to Connor and Diz. There's been 3 or 4 nights recently this week where we've been so close hitting a large parlay, and we just missed. And we're right there. We are on the cusp of big money.
How confident are you in that Knicks and Bulls game?
Not at all. For the record, Bulls are undefeated. Knicks have 1 loss. The Knicks last year were covering machines. They were my team last year. So I'm really kind of torn about it. I'm not sure which team may be for real, which team may not be. But I had to roll with my Knicks. Had to.
Okay.
Anything you boys need to get off your chest before we call it a day?
I want to just throw this out there as a Panthers fan. We had a segment on Monday's pod.
Yes.
Which coach should be fired next? It was reported about 10 minutes after our podcast aired that the Panthers head coach was aware of a sexual assault that happened in 2010 when he was the Blackhawks coach. He's currently meeting with the NHL commissioner at this moment. I think he is going to be fired. I want everyone to look at the value of the Panthers Red Wings game tomorrow night. If you can, hop on this before Quenneville gets fired. And even if Quenneville doesn't get fired, I just have to think there's people in that locker room that are disgusted or maybe think he even should be fired. And just Panthers 7-0. I love it. They're playing great hockey. They're the best team in hockey right now. But at some point they have to lose. I know that's not smart. I know that's not smart to bet on a team because they're due to lose. But with all the Quinville stuff going on as well, I would just take a peek at that Red Wings value. Maybe jump on it before he gets fired because the line will move. So look at that now. I believe it's like plus 125 right now. I could see it. I could see it dipping a long way. So take a peek at that. I'm hoping I can get it tomorrow for my best bets, but I may take it tonight.
There you go. Coaches that need to go. It's going across multiple days for us.
I wanted to bring up from the other day who I said should be let go. I said Nick Sirianni. So I was heated. I was talking about the Eagles. I was heated about him and Jalen Hurts. And after some reflection and time to think about it, I think I was 100% right, and they should both be gone tomorrow. Get rid of them both. I'm still on that train. They need to be gone. Highly upset Flacco was gone during the pod last time. That was highly upsetting.
Diz missed that.
Yeah. So Flacco to the Jets. I'm sure he's more upset about it than we are.
I don't know if that's possible.
Going to the Jets, I think so. Or if he was told he's going to the Texans,
Oof.
maybe.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at SportsBetByDumb. Also, you can see our faces if you're into that kind of thing. If you want to see live, we're going to actually boost up our video platforms, but you can watch us live on Twitter or on YouTube. Now, to get to our YouTube, the best way to do that is to go through our Twitter bio. Hopefully, once we hit 100 subscribers, then we can get a custom URL and we can share that with you guys. But for now, the best way to check it out is through our Twitter. So thank you all for listening and following, and we will see you all tomorrow for Football Friday.